What episode are you on Bridgerton?
I think I must be on 3.
Of the second season? I mean, of the second half of the 4th season?
I think so. I mean, we've suffocating under the Sophie Benedict situation. Suffocating. And then breath of fresh air, John dies.
You know, that sounds like such a horrible.
It's okay. He's not real. You can say this kind of thing. But my God, we need a different storyline than Sophie and Benedict. Yes, I know they tried to do the, Whistledown, blah, blah. No, dude. No, that's not good enough.
Well, the fact that everybody knows who Whistledown is really takes it out of it. I'm like, they could have had us, the audience, know. And they could have even had her husband know and Eloise without the entire ton knowing. You could even have the queen know.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that everybody knows kind of,
Exactly. Takes it out. Then I wonder, is this the last one because there's no Whistledown?
No, because you still supposedly, according to the people gossiping on the talk,
Mm-hmm.
the gal who plays Eloise and the guy who plays Philip Crane have had to pull out of events because they're in pre-production for season 5. And so there seems to have been some Mercury retrograde snafu of some kind. And so whatever they had agreed to do, they weren't able to do because they had to go do some pre-production thingy. Again, this is gossip. This is not official notice from Netflix or Shondaland or anything like that. This is people noticing stuff and piecing together what they think is happening. But supposedly, they believe that next season, if it's not entirely Eloise, it's Eloise and Francesca. Because Francesca is, I mean, I don't know if they're setting this up, but supposedly she's supposed to have a period of time where she's getting over John before she gets
very
together.
bad right now, for sure.
Before she gets together with Michaela or Michael in the books. And then some people have been talking about, they wonder if they're going to do a time jump. Because in Eloise's book, the twins that were born to, I mean, it's not Philip, but Philip's brother and Marina, is that her name?
Who are these people?
You remember season 1? The young woman who tried to trap Colin in marriage? And then she ends up going off, married to the brother of her dude who died. It's a side story. She's one of the cousin that Whistledown outs as being pregnant.
This is vaguely familiar, but
We're back in season 1. Anyways, that story is connected to Eloise's story because in the books, Eloise ends up marrying because Marina commits suicide. I don't think she dies of suicide, but she tries to commit suicide. He rescues her. She dies of pneumonia or some such. But her twins are like, I think 7, maybe 8 at the time. And Eloise corresponds with him because in the books, at least, Marina is a Bridgerton cousin, not a Featherington cousin, the way she is in the current thing.
Oh my God, I remember her now.
Yes.
That's when you said, yes, a Featherington.
Yes. Featherington cousin. Her. And so the part of what I loved about Eloise's book is the twins actually play a lot of funny pranks on her. Okay. Because they don't really want their dad she goes to visit him. I don't remember what the reason is. Eloise is always trying to get out of being in London and being married off. But at this point, she's officially on the shelf. So she's like in her late 20s.
Okay.
Because in the books, at least, Penelope doesn't get married till she's like 26, 27. She does marry Colin, but she doesn't get married till she's older. She is sort of considered on the shelf as well. Mm-hmm. And Eloise is even older when she finally gets married. And she ends up marrying Philip Crane. But when she's out there, I don't remember what the premise is of why she's visiting him. But she's visiting him, and the one I remember the most is they put a bag of flour over her door so that when she opens it, it lands on her. So it's like water and flour, and so she gets doused. And it's hard to have 3 or 4-year-olds do that. So I don't know that they're gonna do a time jump, but I wonder, will they do a time jump? So then you can also get to Hyacinth without
Yeah.
her being, because like now I think Hyacinth's supposed to be like 14.
Gregory as well. They're a little bit
Yeah.
young.
But Gregory gets married after Hyacinth in the books. In the books. I don't know what they're gonna do with this, but he's finally, like, they show him at Eton now.
Yes, he is at school.
Yeah. So
Young. Still too young, yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna do. But supposedly this next one will be a Eloise-ish focus.
Oh, I like her. I like her character.
I love Eloise. And everybody who does a what's Eloise's sign is like she's an Aquarius. By the way, Penelope's supposed to be a Gemini.
Yeah. Mhm. I can see that.
And Eloise is supposed to be the Aquarius.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that too.
Right?
We just need to get through Sophie and Benedict.
And the thing is, they had potential to make this interesting.
Yes, they did. They failed.
And I'm like, I understand the book was a play on Cinderella, but you did not have to make the show such a play on Cinderella. I like the tackling class structure, and I like the fact that showing that one of the guys that we thought was a good guy is actually very much tied to his class. I think it's good in that way, but it's not like, I go to escape.
I think they're dragging it out a little bit. It's like we're together, we're not together, we're together, we're not together. It's the same issue over and over again. Now, I understand that's what, but I like part one because exactly what you said. They were bringing in some class stuff, which you had never seen before. It was a little bit different. I don't particularly find Benedict that interesting, but that aspect helped with this couple. But my God, we have still not resolved this too. And I'm at a point where I'm like, just break up. Who cares? I'm over it. Let's just go our separate ways. Cut our losses. She's not pregnant. She's pregnant, not pregnant. I don't even care anymore. Let's move on. He
Yeah.
can go to Greece for God's sake. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
So thank God John's dead.
Every time you say that, every
This
time you
this season, his death. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I was sad at the funeral.
I do think that I think one of the things that I like is I do find, for all that I feel like I haven't gotten to know John, I do find both John and Francesca compelling characters because they're so different from what we get to see with the others. You know, like their interests are different, they're quieter, they're not so much about like, how do we get seen and noticed? And, you know, it's kind of like, how do we have the life we want to have, you know, without having to, I don't know if succum's the right thing, but live up to what everybody else thinks we should be. So I have liked that. And
Yeah.
I do like the actors. I just feel like because so much is internal,
Yeah.
they needed to flip it a little bit and give us a little bit of their internal.
It is very those two are internal people.
They're internal, so everything's going on inside, and it's like they tried to show us, but I think they needed to have something where, like, we get to be, you know, like when Penelope is writing Lady Whistledown, so you get to hear
Yes,
it.
yes.
I feel like we needed some of that with them. You know, like, even if it's just it could be comical, a scene where you get to hear Francesca's internal monologue of like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, my siblings are exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Again? Like, what's going on?" You know, like, just whatever it is that's happening in her head. And the same thing with John, where he's like, "This Bridgerton family, I know my wife loves them. I can be here for a few minutes longer." You know, whatever it is. I don't know what he's saying. Like, they would make it up. But
Yeah.
I think that could have added something.
But I wonder if they made John like that on purpose so that her story is not about John,
Mm-mm.
really. It's about chapter 2.
It
So maybe
is.
that's why.
But that may be the case, but remember Anthony in season 1, he had that opera singer? I
Yes.
feel like we learned more about the damn opera singer and,
Mm,
like, her life and, like,
yeah,
what she wanted and, like, the dressmaker who also had a fling with Benedict, and even that lady who wanted to have, like, a regular thing with Benedict, and he's like, "Really? I'm not into settling down with anyone."
that's right.
Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I look just due to the nature of who they were, because they were not so internal, because they vocalized
Yes.
what was going on with them, I feel like I learned what was happening with them in a way that we never will with John. Because we never I mean,
Rest
they
in.
had where he wrote that beautiful thing, a piece of music for Francesca, so that lets us know how much of a gentleman he is and how much he really understands her and stuff, but I feel like I know more about the boxer than I do
It,
John.
it doesn't matter because he
John is dead.
didn't.
John is dead.
And it's
I just
okay.
need to go watch it and get to the point where John is dead.
You'll be thankful because at that point you'll be like bloody Sophie and Benedict. Seriously.
How do you like my copper ring? Isn't that cool?
Lovely.
I'm into my copper rings.
There is some kind of a healing property with copper, I've heard. Yeah.
And it's associated with Venus and
Oh,
my
is it?
yeah,
Mm.
copper is it's Venus's metal in a way that the sun has gold and the moon has silver.
Who deemed it Venus's metal?
Whoever the astrologers of the past were.
It's tradition.
Yes. And I have in tropical astrology, I have a Libra moon,
Mhm.
which is ruled by Venus. And so we are currently in an eclipse quarter coming up on a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is right next to, because I'm an early Libra, I'm going to feel some washover of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, copper, calm the emotional centers. You're feeling a bit of this too. I thought it was going to be in Leo, but it's not. It's in Virgo, and it's, like you're on one side of it and I'm on the other.
Oh, I'm
Leo and
feeling
Libra.
something. I'm feeling something.
Mhm.
I don't have any copper to help me.
Actually, you can use gold.
Oh, I have gold.
Use some gold because you have a Leo moon.
Yes, I do.
So the sun, yellow
Right.
gold is
Yeah.
helpful.
Oh, yes. I have my gold ring with my Japanese family crest on it.
There you go. Perfect.
There we go.
There you go. So use some sunny gold for your Leo moon.
Thank you. Are you gonna watch Bridgerton now?
Yes, I'm going to watch Bridgerton now, and I'm going to see if I can convince my mom to have us order in something.
Does she watch Bridgerton?
She does,
I would like her to hear her take on the Sophie and Benedict
but
situation.
I have a sneaking suspicion if you were this annoyed, my mom is going to watch Bridgerton like this.
And to be honest, you can watch Sophie and Benedict and not miss a thing because the next episode it'll be the exact same thing. Nothing resolved.
Nettie was about to watch The Night Agent to avoid tax.
Oh, yeah. Mhm. That's great
She
desperation right there.
right? I don't know. Did you watch season 2? I
I
tried.
watched season 1 and I
I mean,
started season 2, but I couldn't. I've I've
Katie,
stopped.
I didn't make it through the first episode of
Yeah,
season 2.
that's me. That's me.
I swear I've seen maybe it might be the equivalent of 30 minutes, but of that 30, I think I watched 10
Yeah, me too.
because I was like, "What the hell is going on? Why do I care? And who are the fuck these people?"
Yeah, I thought maybe I'll go back to it. I don't
Me
know,
too. I
but,
have yet. And
it's
now there's a season 3.
What? Really?
That's what Nettie's watching, is season 3.
Oh, I thought there were only 2. I thought 2
Season
just
3? No, season 3 just came out.
maybe I watched the wrong thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Season 3 just came out, and Nettie couldn't remember season 2. She actually supposedly watched the whole thing, but can't remember it. I'm like, that tells me that you watched it while you were scrolling.
That must be what happened to me. I think I saw season 1 and 2, and then I tried to watch 3, and then I got lost, or I lost interest in 10 minutes. And then I thought I'll circle back.
See, my
But
whole thing is I enjoyed season 1. When I went to watch season 2, I could only get through a short period of and I was like, I'm obviously not in the mood for this. And I stopped watching it. And I haven't gone back to it, except now we have season 3 and I haven't finished season 2.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe I'll watch it while I do taxes.
Yeah. It's the kind of show I think you can put in the background and not focus, much like Sophie and Benedict.
So sad. I really like
It is
the
sad because she's the only Asian girl and it's the most boring story.
well, she's the only East Asian. Kate's Asian.
Not my Asian.
No, she's
She's
not.
not what I mean when I say Asian. And it's true because in the UK, when they say, oh, that's an Asian person, they mean South Asian. So I'm always getting confused because I'm like, that's not Asian. I mean, I know it's Asia, but it's not East Asia. It's a hard life I live. But thank God John's dead. So things are looking up, everybody. And I'm liking Francesca more as we
Mm.
go. Yeah. I did
Well, I
not
feel
really
like
like
they're
season, but
showing you more of her.
yeah. Yeah. I'm liking her.
I mean, the first 2 seasons you just saw her in like group shots,
Yes.
and then they recast her.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that whole last season with her courtship with John. Um, boring. I was not into that. That was like a side story, wasn't it? Because the big story was more Penelope.
Which
So
honestly, that was my okay. If Benedict and Sophie were my least favorite book, Colin and Penelope were just barely scratching above them. They're 2 of my least favorite stories. Like no, no.
why? What's wrong with them?
What's First of all, I have no interest in Colin.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like Benedict more than I like Colin.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to
Agree.
be. I don't know. I just not. Ugh. I just have no interest in Colin. Second of all, I loved Penelope's glow up, but it was sort of like I wanted her to have her glow up, and then you got to see later that Colin took notice. Like, it was too rushed for me. It was too, like, Penelope didn't get to pal around with Eloise as, like, her main gal while she had her glow up, do you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I think that's the other thing. Maybe I'm too much of a girl's girl kind of thing. But my biggest problem with the show of it is no interest in Colin. As far as the book, I was like, he's boring. He was just boring. Like, he's supposed to be really charming and fun, and
Oh, is he?
in the book, yeah. He's supposedly the most charming of all of the Bridgerton men. He's like the dude that all the girls are like gaga over, like, even though he's the third son, like.
Find
And I
him.
didn't have any of that from the show.
No, I don't think the show did a very good job with that because I didn't get that.
Like, they tried to show it with the gaga, but I'm like, you
Yeah,
didn't have us being gaga over him.
exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, you needed us to be gaga over him, not the little whatevers. And so that was why I didn't. And then the Benedict and Sophie thing, like, I actually, again, only seen the first half. but I really liked the Sophie character in the show better than in the books. She was a little too much of a doormat in the books. I understand that was the times. I understand that, she didn't have the same agency. I get all of that. I was like, there's enough people who write these books where women like that have a bit of pluck. And she was just very wet blanket for me. So I didn't like her. And if I don't like the female character or the male character, then I don't like the book. And like, I love Anthony.
Yeah.
I know he's an asshole, but I like that when it comes down to it, he's there for his family. I like that he ultimately is there for his woman. I thought that they did a dirty the way they showed it in the show. The whole like, you're gonna marry one sister when you obviously got the hots for another one. Boy, something's wrong with you. But I can see men being that kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
He finally got it right. He worked it out.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And I liked Simon and Daphne. I know
You keep talking about, I do not remember him.
the very first one, the Duke. You don't remember the Duke.
The Duke. Was his
Yeah.
name Simon?
Yeah, his name is Simon. Simon is the Duke
Oh, long ago.
the very first one. I loved
Girl that, what's her face? I don't even remember her name.
Daphne.
They don't come back. They don't come and visit.
Well, Black British TikTok has been saying that there's been some issue with the white showrunners and that he just says the story has run its course. There's nothing more. But I'm like, bet you anything, you offer that man enough money, he might come. You're not offering him enough. Well, in the books, they appear over and over again. But they only contracted him. This is where they messed up. They contracted him for one season. They did not put in his contract minor appearances in future seasons. And he's an actor. He's been there. He's done that. It was probably intense, the spotlight. He's like, yeah, I don't want to go through that again.
No. Hello. He's an actor.
They're not paying him enough money.
He's gotten such a boost from that Bridgerton thing. You know how
I know, which makes
model now. He's peddling.
It makes Afro-British TikTok say there's something else going on. Something must have happened. They're saying for him to stay away from something that gave him that much of a boost, and where they probably are willing to pay him more money, there has to be something else that went on.
Yes.
That means he does not want to revisit that set.
Oh, wow. That's a little conspiracy theory going on.
Right? Again, I told you what my source was. I got nothing to go on here other than the talk. That's what they say.
That clicks.
Yeah. So I have no idea. And the thing is, I think he's only ever said that I've seen him from his own mouth. He's like, the storyline's run its course.
Yes, it has run it.
My participation in it is done. Like there's other stories to be told and those are being told.
Maybe he's busy. He might have things to do.
He has been in a lot of other things. I don't think anything is high profile as Bridgerton.
No.
But he has been in a number of other things. So has Sophie. So has the one who played Daphne. Phoebe Jennifer.
She got something out of it too.
Yeah, she's been doing stuff as well. So, but I think her contract had her through second season. Kind of thing. Actually, through third. I think she made an appearance last season, like one. But to my knowledge, she's not in this season.
I know she came back at some point because we saw the baby. Yeah.
Which is interesting because in the books, they have a little girl first, Agatha, and they name her for Lady Danbury. Right? Or is that Penelope and Colin who do that? I don't know. Both of them had boys, but in the books, I believe they both had girls first. So they changed the storyline. Yeah, I think it's Penelope and Colin who have a little girl and they name her Agatha. And then they do have a boy later. But because they had that whole Featherington, that's a change from the books. Whoever had the first male got the Featherington title.
Yeah. There's something weird with the title, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because we had the John.
Mama Featherington
Yes,
got him to sign something.
that's right, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to Hyacinth. Do you remember Hyacinth's book? So she ends up with Gareth, who's Lady Danbury's grandson? Grandson or grandnephew? It'd be interesting if it's her grandnephew because her mama's having an affair with Danbury's
Brother.
brother. So if it's her nephew, is she gonna go same place her mama been? So in the books, she Gareth is, I think, Lady Danbury's nephew, grandnephew.
Okay.
Hyacinth becomes Lady Danbury's companion, like reads to her, goes places with her and stuff. And so
Okay.
that's how. But Gareth is a I don't know, he's a burglar or something.
Well, yeah, this sounds familiar.
He gets her involved in burgling. And then the one who has the most kids is um who's the fourth brother? The one older than Hyacinth?
Gregory.
Gregory. They have a passel of kids.
Oh. Oh, okay.
And I don't remember how I know that. I read a lot at some point. Okay, Bridgerton time.
Enjoy.
Thank you. I will write you when John is dead.
Yeah, and it's a sad funeral. Like, don't get me wrong, I was sad. I almost cried, but also rejoiced. There's a new storyline. Let me know how you like Sophie and Benedict.
Oh, I am not looking forward to it.
Well, because I talked
Do
it up.
we do we at least get good Sophie stepmama?
Uh, what do you mean good? I mean,
What's her
she's
name?
there. She's in
I
there.
get some good scenes. I like the actress.
Oh, I mean, she's there. I don't know. You decide if they're good. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
Not much,
Ha-
though, actually. Not too much. They're focusing on the romance.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.